Hi there, it's Nina Nandagopal at almostpractical.com, and today I want to talk about organizing credit cards, gift cards, rewards cards, and membership cards. It might seem like a weird dilemma having to organize a bunch of credit card or credit card shaped objects, but I think it's a new phenomenon that we have so many of these in our lives in the past few years. Credit cards, for example, in the past, you might have had one or two, but these days you will have maybe opened some for taking advantage of travel programs, for taking advantage of store discounts. Um, you might have a business card, you might have a several personal cards. So suddenly you have a lot of credit cards. You also probably have a lot of membership cards because just about every store has their own membership program. And they will send you not only the credit card sized card, but they'll probably send you a couple Kifa or couple mini cards that go on your keyring. And not only that, but you'll also have the app, and you'll also have the phone number that you can use to give to the clerk when you go to the store if you've forgotten your card. You also probably have a lot of membership cards, things like like a gym that you might go to, um, your AAA type card or roadside assistance, a insurance cards, um, professional organizations that you belong to, those have cards. There are the big box stores, Costco and BJ's, those have cards. So um, there's a lot of credit card size objects that you have, right? And I didn't even mention gift cards when people give you cards, or you might get one in a raffle, or as a bonus for doing something, filling out a form or a survey. So suddenly you have all these cards that you're not really going to be carrying around with you everywhere that you go. Very likely, a lot of us use the Apple Pay now, and we just don't carry the same cards that we used to. It's probably not so safe to have them with you anyway, and they create a lot of bulk in your wallet. So if you're using Apple Pay, the most you probably need is one card with you. And with your membership cards and things like that, you probably only take them when you need them, or when you're going to a particular store, or if you have them on your phone, you won't use them at all. So these cards, they're floating around your house. You've probably seen them. There's probably a pile here and a pile there, maybe one on the kitchen counter, maybe one in your dresser drawer, some on your home office desk. And suddenly you're realizing I have a lot of these little credit cards type objects all over my house. And when you need one, you can't find it because they're not in a central location. So I have a few options that I use to keep track of credit cards. And my latest one is one that I really, really like. So I'll start with that. I have a folio actually for cards, and I have it linked below. It's sort of like a wallet size thing, and this one in particular comes in several different colors. So you can whatever suits your taste. There's bright pinks and blues and greens, and then more subdued colors like this navy or a black, or I'm sure there's a white or a beige color. Inside this one, there are 96 slots. So you can certainly put a lot of cards in here. The the downside, sort of, if there is one to something like this, is it's hard to alphabetize because you don't, every time you add a card, you don't want to shift all the other ones down one. But the good news is that there are 96 slots. So you could do, I think that is 32 pages roughly. So you could do one page per letter of the alphabet. So you could do A, B, C, D, and go on that way. And and I'll link those below. I wanted to bring them up to show you, but there are like lettered tabs that you can get that actually come off sort of like a sticky note. And so you could put those on here, and let's say you have a lot of uh, cards that start with an A, you could put the sticky note on A and then move B down and C, so it's a little bit a way to organize this if this is a method that you like. So definitely I will link this folio, credit card folio, in the comments below, and you can take a look at that. Another option, the other two options are more homemade options, and they're not necessarily my favorite, but I was using just a plain box like this. This is actually the box that I was using. I don't know what it's from, probably something that we bought. And it holds, let me see, it holds credit cards or gift cards, but they go in sort of like, they could go like this, and then you could organize them or alphabetize them. The downside to this particular box is that it doesn't have a lid, and so I wanted something more portable that I could move from place to place without risk of everything falling out and getting all jumbled up and stuff like that, which is why I moved to this folio. I did look for a plastic box online or something with a cover or a lid specifically for credit cards, and I couldn't find one. So I've seen some for business cards, I've seen some for trading cards, for index cards. So you could certainly, if you have, I would think the ones for trading cards, like sometimes there's those little sleeves, the Pokemon and the Yu-Gi-Oh and those types of cards, baseball cards. Maybe one of those would be good for credit cards as well. So you could try that if your kids have some of those lying around. Another option that I used for a while that didn't stick really well is using just a nice file folder for each card. So it seems weird to put just one card in a file folder, but sometimes you have, especially if you're not going paperless, if you're using a regular type office filing system, you might have the papers that go with that particular card. Whatever credit card statements you might store in a folder, and you could also put the card that you're not using in here as well. One way to do that is you could take a piece of paper and you can tape it inside the folder with just some Scotch tape, and just tape the three sides of it, and you've made a little pocket that you can stick your card into, and then put this in your file drawer. The problem that I see with this is that, first of all, I would be a little nervous. I was, because I did use the system, I was a little nervous that every time I took my file folder out of my drawer that maybe the card might slip out. And also, if, God forbid, something bad happens to you or whatever, is somebody going to be able to find your stuff and be able to manage all of it and not be totally overwhelmed by where everything is. The risk you take with this type of system too is that, especially if you use that little pocket, maybe you're cleaning out your file drawer and you throw away all the statements, or you shred them, or you do whatever, and then you go to toss your folder and you forget about the card. You might end up throwing away your card, which is really not good. So my thought is that keeping them all in one place and knowing where to find all your stuff, find your cards when you need one of them, to move them easily if you're changing up your organization in your home. It's a great way just to keep them in something like this. So I hope you enjoyed this little video about organizing credit cards and gift cards and membership cards. My name is Nina Nandagopal. You can find me at almostpractical.com, where I talk about organization and productivity, and I do a lot of reviews as well on products that hopefully can make your life a little more organized. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and ring that little bell to subscribe to my YouTube channel. and you will be updated every time I produce a video. Thank you so much for joining me today.